The electric vehicle revolution is in full swing, with major automakers scrambling to release their own game-changing models. But what if I told you the CEO of Mercedes-Benz just threw a wrench into the whole thing? He's not just skeptical of EVs, he's actively opposing them. But what are his reasons? And could this be a blessing in disguise for the future of electric mobility? In this video, we're about to dissect the shocking truth behind the Mercedes CEO's surprising statement. So stick around and don't forget to subscribe to the channel first. Now, to fully understand this, let me take you back in time. In July 2021, Mercedes-Benz dropped huge news that they were going all in on electric vehicles, EVs, by 2025. Yes, the iconic carmaker was gearing up for a complete overhaul, with a laser focus on developing EV-only platforms and technologies. They pledged to have an electric vehicle in every segment they serve by 2025. Their master plan was mapping out 3 key EV platforms to pave the way for their electric revolution. First up, we've got the MB. The EA platform is designed to cover all medium to large passenger cars. Then, there was the AMG.EA platform, a dedicated powerhouse for performance EVs. Last but not least, we've got the van. The EA platform is tailored specifically for vans and light-duty commercial vehicles. Who says electric vehicles are just for cruising around town? Mercedes decided to prove that the future of commercial transport is electric too. Mercedes was also pulling out all the stops to make this vision a reality. They're shaking things up internally, reorganizing their powertrain division to streamline planning, development, purchasing, and production. Plus, they're investing billions of euros into facilities and technologies to fuel their electric dreams. Mercedes also said they know that a successful EV lineup hinges on having the right power source. That's why they're gunning for a battery capacity of over 200 gigawatt hours, with plans to build 8 gigafactories to meet the demand. They're also exploring solid-state battery technology to push the boundaries of efficiency and flexibility even further. They're creating 3,000 new software engineering jobs worldwide to develop their cutting-edge MB.OS operating system. But all of those commitments and promises seem to go in the opposite direction. Now, in February 2024, Mercedes-Benz is following the trend of other major manufacturers in reducing their electric vehicle EV objectives, which is very surprising. The company that was once very excited about going electric by 2030 has changed their minds, and it's a big one. According to a document prepared for investors, Mercedes is dialing down its EV target, aiming for up to 50% of sales to come from EVs and hybrids sometime in the 2020s. It is a big change from what they said before, and it shows that they're being more careful about electrification. The interesting thing is that Mercedes isn't giving up on internal combustion engines, ICE, just yet. Nope, they're keeping their options open, confirming that they'll continue to offer ICE cars and SUVs to cater to different customers' needs well into the 2030s. So, what's behind this sudden change of heart? It looks like Mercedes is hedging its bets and playing it safe because the market is unclear and customers' tastes are changing. It seems that EVs may not actually be the future after all, with traditional internal combustion cars still continue to be top-rated, especially in some markets. But these aren't the only reasons for ditching EVs. There are many more to discuss. So, let's dig into why Mercedes-Benz is taking a step back from the EV frenzy. Sure, EV sales had a decent growth spurt in 2023, especially in America, where they hit record highs with over 317,000 units sold in the fourth quarter alone, nabbing an 8.1% market share. But that growth rate was slower than before, showing a decline from previous quarters and down from 54% in Q4 2022. Now, manufacturers are sweating bullets, worried that this trend will keep on tapering off. And that's where Mercedes comes into play. They had this grand plan to go all in on EVs, aiming for a whopping 100% sales by 2030. But reality hit them like a ton of bricks. It's not as easy as it sounds. See, while snagging early adopters was a piece of cake, convincing the masses to switch to EVs is a whole different ballgame. It's not just about building electric cars, it's about building electric cars that people want to buy, like spacious family-sized crossovers, at a price that won't break the bank. But wait, we can't talk about EVs without addressing the elephant in the room: charging infrastructure. EVs might be great in theory, but if you can't charge them conveniently and quickly, good luck convincing folks to make the switch. And let's not forget about the hefty price tag that comes with upgrading charging networks. It's a tough pill to swallow for manufacturers, especially when they're still raking in cash from selling good old gasoline-powered cars. Moreover, they had a sudden dip in their EV sales in recent years. Now, let's take a look at Mercedes-Benz and their up and down history with electric cars. So, picture this. Mercedes was on a high, making more money and increasing their cars' margins. Then, out of the blue, in the fourth quarter, their income dropped sharply, from 3.98 billion euros to 3.12 billion euros, a massive 21.7% drop. Now, why did it drop so quickly? It looks like Mercedes got a wake-up call. They were trying to make more money and improve their margins, but owners needed to catch up. "Hey, why aren't you making us more money?" they all asked. Getting the EV dream and getting cold hard cash simultaneously is a common situation. Also, let's talk about EVs for a moment. Electric cars are great for the future, but the truth is that companies aren't making a lot of money off of them right now. EV price gaps are getting worse because Tesla is cutting prices so quickly. Look at the base model Tesla Y. It costs $35,000 less than the Mercedes-Benz EQE SUV of the same size. There is a lot of competition. When things got tough, Mercedes had to make a tough choice. Either stick to their guns and keep their promise to go all electric by 2030, or they could give in to investor pressure and focus on making that sweet, sweet cash. And yes, they picked the second one. But really, who could blame them? You must do what you must to stay in business in today's tough car market. So, what if that means putting the dream of an EV on hold for now? Then so be it. At the end of the day, it's all about who can stay alive the longest. Mercedes is just trying to stay ahead in the race. Why has Mercedes-Benz decided to suddenly back off from being the undisputed leader in the electric vehicle market? So that you know, the truth is very different from what people are saying. To put it another way, it's like changing course with a 20-foot sailboat is one thing, but trying to steer the massive ship that is global automobile production is a whole other ballgame. And as it turns out, Mercedes' current EV plans aren't exactly hitting the brakes just yet. Here's the limp. Mercedes-Benz is still going full speed ahead with its plans to make cars electric, even though there has been talk of lowering those goals. Yes, you did hear that right. They're still getting ready to release 3 brand new scalable EV systems that will be the basis for their next generation cars. Not only that, but they're also putting twice as much money into making batteries, improving their skills, and trying to cut down production costs. Aside from that, solid-state batteries might come out later this decade. Now, how cool is that? And remember how much people talked about the all-electric EQG? Fear not, because it's still on track to come out later this year. Who knows, it might even do a cool tank turn. And let's not forget about emissions regulations. Mercedes might be keeping one foot in the combustion vehicle game, but that doesn't mean they're revving up another generation of those roaring AMG V8 engines. Nope, they're well aware of the shifting tides and are ready to adapt to meet those emission standards head on. So, what does all of this mean in practice? For starters, it means that Mercedes isn't hitting the brakes on their EV ambitions. They're just taking a more measured approach. Sure, they might be dialing back on the lofty rhetoric, but behind the scenes, they're still hustling to bring the electric future to life. And let's be honest here, navigating the choppy waters of the automotive industry isn't easy. It's a delicate dance of balancing regulations, consumer demand, and technological innovation. And Mercedes is towing that line like a seasoned pro. So, when you add it all up, it's no wonder Mercedes is pumping the brakes on their EV ambitions. They've got a lot of hurdles to jump over, from building suitable cars to fixing charging woes, and it will take time, money, and a lot of elbow grease to get there. But they're not throwing in the towel yet. They're just taking a more cautious approach, playing the long game in the ever-evolving world of EVs. What do you think about the Mercedes-Benz EV production? Do let us know in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time!